Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Atrox. We're back with another Mortal Kombat video. I thought today we could just kind of like touch upon the subject of Definitive Edition and seeing how you guys are feeling after like maybe a few days of sitting on it and just, you know, thinking about what happened, right? So, well, first things first, like if you just take the pulse of the Twitter community and like everywhere, like Facebook groups and even like I guess YouTube channels, like and streamers, they all just sitting on the fact that Mortal Kombat 1 is probably done, and I'm probably 80%, maybe 75 to 80% leaning that way as well, just because like when you sit back and you take a look at how Mortal Kombat 11 did it, and Definitive Edition was the last edition before they pretty much canned any future DLC or anything like that. And that's kind of looks like what Mortal Kombat 1 is going to do. But then again, like I sit back and I think, and I'm just like, you know, maybe it's too early, and maybe like they are gonna do something, because like Ed kept saying there's more on the way coming for Mortal Kombat 1. Back before Terminator even came out, like on Blue Skies, he was talking about skins and stuff like that for Sector. And then we had the rumors that they're working on another story expansion, and like, it's just I don't know what to believe yet, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know for a fact that it's done, because I don't. No one does until Ed Boon comes out and says it. These are everyone's opinions on what they think could happen. Like even Super said, like, but he's going off based off like previous games, like Mortal Kombat 9 to Mortal Kombat X had like a 2-year difference, and he basically was saying that Mortal Kombat normally has a 2-year window, but it's kind of hard for me to agree with that, just because there's only 2 games before this, and the first game was a restart of the whole Mortal Kombat franchise, so I can't say that. And then the second game came out what, 2 years later. So I think if you're just going off of that method, it's not necessarily saying that I don't think that's the case. If you really think about it, MK1s was just an expansion upon of what Mortal Kombat 9 was. Like a lot of the stuff was similar in from Mortal Kombat 9 to Mortal Kombat X, outside of the running mechanic and the variation system. Like they upgraded a little bit of it, but it was like a bunch of core mechanics from Mortal Kombat 9. But then you had MK11, which kind of branched away from that, running, and then they had all those defensive and offensive like abilities. They kind of just remade the actual game, and then you take from Mortal Kombat 1, right? Mortal Kombat 1 came what, 4 years later from Mortal Kombat 11, and excuse me, I'm a little sick, but and then like there's a stream that Mike Hollow did with a bunch of Mortal Kombat creators, and also like at Dev, where the dev was pretty much saying that it literally took 4 years for them to make Mortal Kombat 1, and Mortal Kombat 1 it became what it did. Like, so it's kind of hard for me to say that that it's a 2-year window. I don't really agree with that. I think maybe for the MK1s was like the only time period we've had that was like a 2-year window, because when did Mortal Kombat X initially come out? MK1s release 2015, right? And that was what, 4 years after MK1? Hold on. MK9 released in 2011, didn't it? I believe it was 2011. Yeah, so it's 20. So that's a 4-year difference. So unless he meant like a 2 years on and 2 years off type thing, then I can kind of see where he was going with that point. But all these games take about 4 years in development before they're put out nets. So maybe I don't agree with that point all that much as I initially thought. So yeah, because we had MK9 released in 2011, and then 4 years later, we had Mortal Kombat X, and then that's just what, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, another 4 years. Mortal Kombat 11 comes out, and then another 4 years, MK1 comes out. So granted, we're probably looking at a window of 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 2027 probably for the next Mortal Kombat game, and we're what, 2025? That's 2 years from now. 2 years from now with no new Mortal Kombat game. That kind of, I think there'll be at least one more DLC. Personally, I would go that route, and maybe have it be like similar to an aftermath type thing. Because like if you look at like Mortal Kombat 1's what you call it, the Chaos one, it was like a combat pack with the story DLC. So I think they'll go one. I think if it's not a full-on combat pack, it might be another like 3 or 4 characters they add to the game, similar to what they did with Aftermath and Mortal Kombat 11. Because I think, but then again, like Mortal Kombat 11, like the pro scenes what really kept that game alive, and then like, you know, the casual players. Because like if you really think about it, they had no DLC after 2020. Like they wasn't that like when Ultimate Edition came out like 2020. They didn't. I think maybe they came out with skins and stuff like that, but no DLC characters I think came out after 2020. That was like when they had released Melina, Rambo, and the other ones. I think I'm going off the top of my memory right now, so I might be mixing that up. But I know like the last one was like just a few characters. Had it released. No, I got that backwards. Aftermath came out first, and then Ultimate Edition came out afterwards, where they added the rest of the combat pack. You get everything from Aftermath DLC to the combat packs, yada yada, friendships. So I don't know. I'm not 100% on board with the rest of it. I guess content creators in my space where I think the MK1 is done. I don't think so. I think maybe they'll have one more thing, especially because of the rumors that came out like a month ago, like about them working on the story DLC. Like I just don't see a world where they end the game when they've constantly talked about it, about adding more stuff. And personally, myself, I would be really disappointed if that kind of is what happened, because like I feel like there needs to be some kind of conclusion to the story of the time traveling stuff. I really want that to be done with in this game. I don't want to go into the next game with more time travel stuff. And this is a me thing. I'm tired of the twins, the evil twins, good twins. Like I'm done with that. Like I want to get back to a point where we're actually having good stories for Mortal Kombat that doesn't involve time travel. Because like personally, like, okay, I've been playing a lot of Expedition 33, and that to me has this like, it's such a good representation of a story, like with people actually knowing how to build a story. And it's like, this is a team of 30 people that created an amazing story, and I want to get to that, back to that point. Like maybe Warner Brothers, maybe NetherRealms got too big to the point where they're not focusing on the story and like the other aspects of the game that are important. I think because like a 4-year development, and like I said, I think what it is that the constant changing up of the combat system every game is an issue. It's an issue with the whole development process, because I feel like it takes away from the time they could be focusing on other aspects of the game. Like I'm not in favor of just constantly remapping and reshaping the combat every game. I don't think that's necessary in Mortal Kombat. I feel like the earlier games never did that, and like I feel like in this new age of Mortal Kombat and trying to keep Mortal Kombat fresh, I think is how Ed put it. I don't think you need to keep it fresh, because you have your hardcore fans already, and then you have a big casual audience. I feel like you don't need to remap it every single game. I feel like that's not necessary for Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is such an established franchise that it's automatically recognizable. Scorpion Spear, Liu Kang's bicycle kick, Kitana's fans, like everyone knows Mortal Kombat. Like there's no need to constantly, in my opinion, remap how the game is. And I think that's like something I think they should look at for the next game, is that what can we do to make this game better. And I have a whole video based on like what I think they should do for the next game. Maybe I'll tag it somewhere here so you guys can see my thoughts on it and where I think the game should go. And it's a bit of a longer video. It's like an hour long, but I go in depth with what I want to see in this game. It's not just like a quick little summary. So like I hope you guys check that out, and just let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions on that. But personally, I guess my end thoughts on this is that I personally don't think it's completely done. I think we could see another story DLC, but then again, it wouldn't surprise me if that was it. But if they were to do something, it also wouldn't surprise me. So, because I don't know, I think it would be a bad look, because Ed constantly said that it was supported way longer than Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 9, 11 was. Well, I guess technically that's already happened. Mortal Kombat 9's kind of stopped updating after 2020 with DLC. We got characters up to recently as a few months ago with Terminator in 2025. So that's like what? We came out in like September 2023. I mean, it's like a few months difference. It's not like a huge amount. Like, it's not enough to like sit there and be like, oh well, he didn't lie, type thing. Like, and I don't know, maybe it's just hoping. Maybe I'm just coping. Because the fact that I would like to see them take another swing at a story DLC and try to see where they could go with it and actually make a good one. Because I know the community hated Aftermath, not Aftermath, the Chaos Reigns DLC, but there were parts of it I felt like that were redeemable that I thought were interesting, and I would like to see them take another swing at it and see if they can actually make a good enough story. Because like I felt like Aftermath was such a good story for Mortal Kombat 11, and it would be cool if they could go and just take one more swing at the story DLC, and like so it could leave the players with a good taste in their mouths after this game. Because like a lot of people in the community probably, I think, feel that it was like kind of two flops for Mortal Kombat games, and even though I don't feel that way, I like both Mortal Kombat games for different reasons. For me, Mortal Kombat 11 was such a good casual experience with just so much to do and stuff, and then while Mortal Kombat 1 was more about competitive and like the gameplay and stuff like that. Sorry, I think I got something in my eye. So personally, I don't know, I think it would be a good idea for them to keep it going, but then again, ultimately up to the community. I feel like they should really just listen to the community and see what they want instead of just canning the game, especially when we have another probably 2 years before the next game comes out. If anything, maybe next year we'll get a trailer or something for the next game. Maybe not even, maybe later this year. Maybe later this year to the beginning of next year, I think we could see a trailer for the next game coming out. But I would hope. I don't even know. I can't even see that. Can I see that? Because we're what, 2025, 26, 27, 2 years. Maybe next year. I think next year, middle of next year, we could probably see a trailer for the next game. But I would like to see a story DLC. Just that's just me hoping for that. But anyways, let me know you guys thoughts in the comment section below, like how you feel about that and how you guys feel about where Mortal Kombat kind of like 1 is right now, and what you think about the definitive edition coming out, and if you believe that the game is actually ending. Like I said, personally, I think that I wouldn't be surprised if they go either way. Personally, I'm probably leaning more towards it's done, but it wouldn't surprise me if Ed Boon wants to save face for this game. Is like, okay, I need to get the fans respect, and kind of like I need to show them that we're not lying. So let's put out one more story DLC so we have a good kind of like, we're in a good space going into the next game. Because to me personally, from a business point of view, I wouldn't want to have the fans just not completely trust me going into like, because like you, at the end of the day, like it's about money, it's about profits, it's about selling their game, it's about the love of the franchise. Personally, for me, and I think for Ed Boon too, obviously he keeps making these games over and over again. So I think that maybe like going into the next game with a good story DLC with some characters that people want, Jade, Sonya, and maybe like one DLC character. You can do one DLC character. I think a small combat pack could be enough to keep the game afloat. I don't think we probably don't need another combat pack. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just like put like a mini combat pack where it's just Mortal Kombat characters. Like I think that could work. Like be Cabal, Jade, Sonya, and I don't know, Fujin, or another requested, maybe Scarlet. So have that as a combat pack and ship that with another story, preferably about Shao Kahn, and we'll call that where it needs to be, where it's the Mortal Kombat. And then in that story, have it set up so the timeline stuff is done. Like no more time stop stuff, like end that stuff, because like it's just a crutch. So personally for me, that's like, I think that would be a good way to go into the next game, where you can get rid of the time stuff and now you can just feel free to create a good story revolving around these new characters, if you're going to keep these characters going. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I just kind of wanted to give you my thoughts on it, like, because I've been seeing in like the last couple of days, just everyone's been such a Debbie Downer with Mortal Kombat 1 and like the direction it's going, and I thought that I would just come in here and give my thoughts and opinions on it after sitting on the definitive trailer and all that for a few days. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Peace.